All right, guys, this is Norval Central coming back at you with a YouTube video. And it's been quite a while since I've done any YouTube videos on my channel so far. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. I had a couple of different personal reasons that I was off for a couple of weeks, but I'm glad to kind of be back a little bit. We're a little bit under 3 weeks away from Florida State LSU as we kind of kick off to that kind of season as we go through. And I'm super excited to see how everything kind of plays out. If you do need any tickets for the LSU Florida State game, I am a SeatGeek ambassador. So, of course, when you go to the SeatGeek app and you're able to utilize my code Norval Central, you can be able to get $20 off your first order purchase. And they do have on the app where you can be able to go to on their site. Green basically means good. You're getting a great deal out of the value of the tickets. And red also means you're getting a bad deal, not really getting great value out of the tickets. But if you want to be able to use that code to be able to save you a little bit, at least on shipping, it'd be a great idea to go ahead and use Norval Central. But let's go ahead and get straight into the video. So, of course, when you're looking at Florida State, as we've gone through, of course, the safety position has been one position that Florida State fans have kind of worried about. Another position that a lot of people worry about is punt return. How are they going to be able to replace the production that Micah Pittman had for this program? And of course, when you look at it, Micah Pittman transferred over to Utah this offseason. Florida State fans were wondering, it looked like that Florida game that we lost in 2021, how everything was going to factor over. And there was just a lot of drop passes, a lot of drop punts. You really didn't know the consistency that was going on in the program with special teams. And Mike Norvell said it best. I mean, as you went through in his open press conference that he had with Florida State, he talked about special teams is the foundation of a program, what they built through a culture and wanting to understand everything that's going through there. And really, when you look at it, I mean, special teams was a great aspect. And when you had Micah Pittman last year, you did have instances you were able to kind of lose the ball. You actually had a guy that was consistent back there. He basically had 18 returns for 169 yards. Didn't have a touchdown last year, but you saw his impact being felt. There wasn't a lot of those, well, we're going to let it bounce for 15 to 20 yards and kind of lose the game of field position. Then you have your offense backed up into a corner. And sure enough, that's kind of where everything went. Now, when you're going to this offseason, you really didn't know who to turn to in this. You kind of thought maybe Evandrevius Jacobs, Destin Hill. Will he be kind of a factor in this? But there's one name that Florida State fans are kind of worried about, and that's Keon Coleman and being able to be the next starting punt returner for Florida State. You look at his production as he came through from Michigan State. He has over 700 yards last season, 7 touchdowns. He was a very, very viable receiver, and Florida State fans were optimistic about him coming in this offseason to kind of pair alongside the 6'7" Johnny Wilson that had a lot of production. While it was inconsistencies at times, you had Jaheim Bell, you have Keon Coleman, you have Johnny Wilson, you have all these weapons on offense. Why are you risking him on punt return? And that's kind of the factor that I brought into before. If he's willing and able to be an effective punt returner, he takes pride into that. He wants to track the football and being able to make a play with his feet be fantastic. I mean, one cut can make a difference, and one score, one field position battle can make the difference in what Florida State has in early September, where they're playing the likes of Clemson and also LSU in the season opener. I think that's very important because you have to understand whoever can be able to be back there and return, that would be fantastic. Just to be able to be a viable weapon, not having your offense backed into corner, basically, because your offense is the strength of this team. While the defense is very, very talented, this is an offense that you're looking to score 40 points a game. Last year you scored about 36 points a game. You're looking to kind of elevate that to the top 10 type of offense, and I think you can be able to do so with that. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, Keon Coleman can get hurt, this and that and other. But you have to really understand the only special teams touchdown that you basically had last season was Trey Benson, your starting running back, having a kickoff return for a touchdown against Boston College. And that was something that Florida State fans worried about there too. Why are you putting your starting running back out there? Because he has the ability to change the game in one play. And I think that's what Keon Coleman does. Now, of course, do they want to put Evandrevius Jacobs or a Destin Hill back there to be able to be an effective punt returner? Possibly so, because I think Destin Hill can be able to be that difference maker. But if Keon Coleman is the more effective option and they think that he is the best in what he does and he takes pride in that, and they're not really just forcing his hand with that, definitely think Keon Coleman should be the best option because he is more of a veteran. It's more of an experienced option that's been through the collegiate level. I think there is a lot of factors that go into that. But just overall, I think there is a lot of factors that can be able to have Keon Coleman back there to be an effective returner, as well as being a wide receiver one. I definitely think that he has the potential to be a wide receiver one. I know Johnny Wilson is still on this team, and there's some other weapons as well that Florida State can be able to utilize for. But Keon Coleman has a chance to be able to get a 900-yard season, 850-yard season, and I think that's definitely in the cards for this. Now, we also have to understand, too, that Florida State is kind of a run-oriented team, as we've seen from last year, even with Jordan Travis having this improvement. A lot of people are talking about Heisman with Jordan Travis, and that definitely could be a possibility. But this team is more run-oriented, so a lot of times maybe this is an opportunity for Keon Coleman to be effective in the special teams, give him a little bit of a break before he's able to kind of go out and be an effective receiver on offense as well. That can definitely be something to kind of look out for there. But kind of let me know your thoughts of the process with everything, because I do think this is an effective piece for Keon Coleman to be able to be his effective self. You talk about a Greg Reed took the distance on punt returns, and man, that was something to behold. I'm not saying that Keon Coleman and Greg Reed are kind of in the same category, but I mean, Keon Coleman with 6'4", 215 pounds can definitely be something that you can kind of watch out for there. And I think he definitely takes pride in being able to be an efficient punt returner if he's able to do so against LSU. But man, would it be great to see Destin Hill come out to his home state and play against basically the home state LSU Tigers in Orlando? I think that would be fantastic, but we'll definitely see how that moment goes through. And I definitely think all these guys that they're kind of looking into for punt returns can be an efficient weapon. But I really appreciate all the love and support as always. I'm trying to get more and more into my YouTube content as we get through into the season. Appreciate all the love and support that I've had on my Twitter account, my Instagram account. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel for my YouTube. Like the video. Let's try to hit the algorithm up a little bit more on this video and try to get it out to as many passionate fans as we can as the season kind of comes along. I really appreciate all the love and support. And as always, go Noles.